Hello everyone and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, the channel where we trade gossip for grounded storytelling. If you love deep dives that unpack every angle, hit the like button, subscribe and tap join so you'll never miss an episode. Today we reveal the chain of choice, small, steady, and stunning that led Barış Arduç to make Elçin Sangu's most guarded dream come true. It is not a romance plot twist, not a publicity stunt, but a quiet testament to professional devotion and genuine friendship in an industry that rarely slows down for either. One Before the Dream. Foundations on a comedy set. To understand why this moment matters, rewind to 2015. Casting directors placed a then-rising Barış Arduç opposite newcomer Toram Kam, Elçin Sangu, in Kiralık AGK. The script promised laughter, mistaken identity, and longing gazes. What no one predicted was lightning-grade chemistry. On day 3 of shooting a rooftop scene, cameras caught something ineffable. A half-second eye flicker from Elçin, an instinctive breath catch from Barış, and a crew member whispering, "That's the show." Ratings proved him right. Social media turned their banter into looped GIFs and bilingual memes. Yet the bigger revelation happened off-camera. In breaks between takes, Elçin talked about cinematography more than wardrobe, about storyboards more than spotlight angles. She scribbled shot lists on napkins tight, over-the-shoulder frames, negative space pans, lens tests. Barış noticed. When journalists asked about their synergy, he always slipped in a line about her director brain hiding beneath the on-screen sparkle. Fans thought it flattery. He meant it literally, to Elçin's unspoken vision. What the public didn't know, Elçin had banked a folder titled Someday Scenes. Inside were microscripts, two-page vignettes exploring loss, hope, and moral grace plus lighting diagrams torn from trade magazines. She feared sharing them. Leading roles devoured schedule margin. Women directors remained rare. And no one wants to be labeled the actress who also wants to call the shots. The folder stayed locked, dream deferred. But art's gravity never weakens. While filming a night sequence 2 years later, the cast waited an extra hour for a fog machine. Crew boredom spread. Elçin, thinking no one listened, pitched a short film idea, an 8-minute meditation on finding silence inside fame. A boom-op applauded, a grip shrugged. The director encouraged her to write it down and moved on. One person lingered to ask follow-up questions. Barış. 3. Barış's quiet blueprint. Barış began planting seeds. Over coffee, he mentioned an editor friend who owed him a favor, a retired gaffer happy to consult, small lens rental house that offered weekend discounts. He emphasized they could start tiny, one location, natural light, minimal crew. Elçin smiled, filed the info away, and kept saying, maybe later. Later arrived in 2024 when Kiralık AGK royalty were invited to a European festival panel on actor agency. During the flight, Barış produced a USB. "Your napkin notes," he said, typed up. She protested. He persisted. The file contained her scribbles reformatted into a 3-day shoot, plan scene numbers, prop lists, and budget columns. At 38,000 lira, it felt both daring and doable. By wheels down, she had agreed to at least look at studio spaces the following week. For obstacles, budgets, doubts, and the calendar monster. Turning a folder into film required more than enthusiasm. First hurdle. Timing. Barış was headlining a historical epic with dawn to dusk sword rehearsals. Elçin was juggling ADR sessions and a brand campaign. They settled on a 5-week window in August before fall TV pilots ramped, then watched that window close as pre-production on both of their shows shifted forward. Second hurdle. Funding. Personal financing felt reckless. Outside investors wanted script rewrites that diluted Elçin's minimalist vision. Despair hovered till Barış proposed a pivot. Crowdfunding, paired with a single-night charity gala that doubled as an industry proof of concept. If peers believed, backers would follow. Elçin worried about public failure. He countered with numbers. Even if they raised half, private sponsorship would bridge the gap. 5. The gala that sparked the green light. Late May, a refurbished warehouse along the Golden Horn hosted Frames for Tomorrow, an evening of live readings from female screenwriters. Silent auction stills donated by top cinematographers, and an avant-garde trio providing score. Tickets sold out within 2 hours. Press coverage spiked when Barry's offered a sword-fighting lesson as auction lot. By midnight, they cleared 120,000 lira, triple their baseline. More important than cash was momentum. An editor, a colorist, and a post-sound studio pledged in-kind support. A boutique theater chain offered to screen the eventual short ahead of indie features. Funding solved, gaps vanished. 6 production. 3 days of controlled chaos. Day 1, rooftop dawn. Crew call 4:30 a.m. Elkin directing herself in a single take before sunrise. Headset hanging from her neck, voice steady despite wind. Barış acting as silent scene partner, executed focus marks while mentally mapping B-roll pickups. Day 2, abandoned tram depot. Temperature soared to 36 degrees Celsius. An aircon unit failed. Elkin improvised a dolly shot using a skateboard. Barry's recruited to PAs as push crew. They captured unplanned lens flares that later became emotional pivots in the edit. Day 3, soundstage silence. Minimal lights. A black box set. The narrative culminated in a 1-minute still frame close-up that asked Barış to cry without tears. Just a microquake in a lower eyelid. He delivered on take 4. Keen whispered, cut with tears of her own. Rap came 19 minutes early, a rarity. Cast and crew applauded the slate clapper painted sunrise orange, a nod to their dawn beginning. Post-production finished in 6 weeks, thanks to midnight sessions fueled by sesame simit and dark tea. 7 premiere night. Small screen, massive impact. The short titled Quiet Pulse screened first for backers, second for press. Then released free on an art house streaming portal. Runtime, 8 minutes, 22 seconds. Plot. A performer loses her voice in a world that monetizes noise. A stranger teaches her to listen to streetlight hum rather than applause. Reviews used words like haunting, precision, unexpectedly intimate. Within 48 hours, it trended on a platform otherwise dominated by blockbuster trailers. Critics singled out 2 achievements. Direction, restrained framing, allowing negative space to convey pressure. Performance, Barış's ability to dissolve ego, serving the director's vision rather than overshadowing it. Festival invitations flooded in. The film's modest budget and donation-based release channel inspired think pieces on sustainable microfilmmaking. Students downloaded the annotated script released open source per Elkin's insistence to study shot economies. 8 Friendship, not fairy tale. Tabloid sirens still tried to paint romance. Both stars repeated the mantra: collaboration without complication. Feri Evzen, Barış's wife, publicly congratulated the team, calling the short a classroom for artistic courage, disarming gossip columns in one statement. Elkin's longtime partner reposted the film link with clapping hands captions. Interviews showcased boundaries. They answered craft, not gossip. Process, not personal speculation. 9 Industry ripples and future projects. A global streamer greenlit an anthology series of 8-minute shorts helmed by first-time directors. Keen was offered an executive producer role. Turkey's Ministry of Culture earmarked grants for actor-led microfilms, citing Quiet Pulse as proof of concept. Several A-list performers publicly asked to star in Elkin's next directing effort. She replied, "Send me scripts that scare me. 10 lessons learned." From an unopened folder to widescreen acclaim, the journey proves 3 takeaways. Allies Matora, a colleague who notices latent ambition, can tip potential into reality. Scale needn't dictate significance. 8 minutes reshaped industry attitude more than some budget-heavy epics. Public support. Private respect, sharing progress openly while keeping personal lines clear, fosters healthier fandom and press dynamics. Final thoughts and your voice. Barry's Duke didn't just help a friend tick a bucket list box. He leveraged reputation, logistics, and emotional intelligence to midwife a vision many dismissed as someday. Elkin Sangu stepped behind the camera and, in doing so, reframed what leading actresses can aspire to without abandoning on-screen artistry. Do you think this model established stars empowering each other's hidden ambitions will spread? Should studios allocate microbudgets to encourage such cross-discipline leaps? Or is the crowdfunding goodwill trade approach more inspiring? Tell us in the comments. Today's in-depth journey clarified the deeper narrative behind one trending headline. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next story on Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Thank you for watching. Stay curious, stay respectful, and goodbye.